export in Albanian music? Has there been a breakthrough in doing this, or is it an illusion? And we've a very distinguished panel of experts here, of course. So I'm going to start by asking everyone to introduce themselves. I'll start with myself. I'm David Cummins. I'm an artist and producer, university lecturer from the UK. I'm also a board trustee of the British Albanian Cultural Association, where I work with Altin, amongst other people in the UK, promoting cross-cultural events and opportunities. And I've been involved in a number of collaborative projects with Albanian artists, musicians, most notably with isopolyphonic artists for a project I did called the Fusion Project. So I'll ask everybody else to introduce themselves and then we'll kind of make a start.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Pleasure to be here, first of all. I'm Martin Joni. I'm the chairperson of our British Albanian Culture and Arts Association, and we work alongside Dave promoting Albanian culture and arts in the UK, but even beyond now at this point, or at least we're trying even beyond at this point. First off, I'm a musician, guitar player. I play with my band Rusty Haley in London and my band here in Albania. Session musician, producer, so a bit of all in music. Besides that, I work with instrument companies and music companies, and I do pretty much some marketing consulting, some marketing on the side. So a bit of overall in the marketing business for them, but mainly like it's the playing and the association, which I really like to do. Awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Milica. I'm coming from Belgrade, and I'm an artist manager mostly, but also like I'm speaking today, like in our region you mostly end up working 15 different positions in one. But I mostly do work with artists. A lot of artists I created literally from unknown to the regional superstars. I also do work at the festivals where I create the program, or I work in rebranding, whole image of the festivals. And I do creative production as well, so literally everything, yeah. So if I don't want to put my CV right here, but I guess I've been involved so far to 11 Eurovision Song Contest, which is a huge number, I would say. So I do definitely have some experience when it comes to regional music, but also European mostly. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Olsi Balta. I'm the founder and singer of Crossbones, a metal band based here in Tirana. Actually, it's our 30th anniversary this year, and I'm more than happy to play and commence the festivities here at Muse-X with my band on Sunday. Apart from the music, I'm a creative director for 20 plus years in the advertising industry. I'm also a copywriter, a graphic designer, and a painter. Graphic design is and the creative direction is my daily full-time job. So when I need to get out of that and rip my shirt off, I jump on stage and scream out loud. So, yeah, in a nutshell about me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Olti Casaferi, and let's start. Since the first ages I was a DJ playing in this venue. There was a radio before, a television, one of the biggest here in Albania. I started using and playing music since 15 years old, yeah, and I played for 20 years. I was a solo director in the radio. After that, I started working with one of the best artists here, Alban Skandere, and since there I am around 12 years now, his manager, artist manager, and tour manager as well. We are doing a lot of things now, so for others we will speak later.
Okay, thank you. So I think a good place to start would be to ask everybody to give their view What does exporting Albanian music mean? Are we experiencing some, fantastic rise in Albanian music across the world, or are we just celebrating a few global superstars who are doing well, but they're not producing Albanian music, they've just got Albanian roots? So is this what Albanian music is going forwards? Do artists like Dua Lipa represent Albania, or are they just kind of, plugging into some global pop? Let's start with you, Altin, because you're sat nearest to me.
Yeah, the first seat. Well, it's a very hard question, to be honest, because there's so many perspectives from which you can tackle that. I'm going to talk a bit more on a personal perspective, on my limited experience in a way in that scenario. Now, I think about exporting Albanian music, I would consider it in two ways. Since it's a small country and it's mostly like a thought in people's heads when you kind of put it in a perspective. Like when you think about Greece, it's the beaches, it's everything, it's a part of the music and the food. When you think about Albania, it's something else. And music could be part of this. So it's like, in a way, for the non-very much dedicated music listeners, you could just tie that image of the country to a sort of specific music, which is not there, to be honest, at the moment. Because, and why I say it's not there, this aspect, because when we do event with the British Albanian Association, it's very much limited to the diaspora, one, and to music intenders or musicians like you, like Joe Boyd, like people who work for Albanian music, a few researchers that work about music, and a few artists. So it's pretty much that is it. There was like some sporadic case of having, I don't know, like some rap in Germany, of some very sporadic occasions happening, but I don't think it's not there. So having this sort of identity connected to world music and folk is a part of it. Because whether we want it or not, the main advantage of being small and exotic is that folky area is the idea. And we worked a lot with that in the past. Another aspect, which relates mainly to me as an artist and my wish and desire, when I mean exporting, is that creating that middle, don't want to say class, but a level of musicians that is not Dua Lipa, like the middle level in between. And that does not only play an act in Albania in the local scene, which means, being realistic about it, it is, if Albanian artists of whatever genre, rock, where is it pop, start touring the region, they build now a local scene here with their own identity. It doesn't have to be folk in whatever way, it's their choice what they want to do. If they start touring the region, if they start exploring more of Macedonia, more of Greece, getting booked in festivals around Europe, that's for me exporting. But that is not happening now. So to recap, I would tie it around the folk and world music, which is a great hook to grapple, which I think countries like Serbia and other Slavic countries have been much better in doing that with everything, like especially the world music bit. And the second one is the development of that sort of a middle class and local export before. And then if somebody rises up to the occasion like Dua Lipa, then great. But don't forget, because there's great artists like Aurora from The Last Dinner Party. They're not very well known in Albania, but they're super, super huge in the UK at the moment. Aurora is Albanian, and Aurora also has a song in Albania with The Last Dinner Party, which 99% of Albanians don't really know. That is the idea. So there are people to grapple on. We both know many artists in the UK and all that, but anyway, that is my opinion of what I would wish would happen and what is a possible goal.
Okay, thanks, Altin. Millie?
Well, I guess he answered to everything that we planned to say. No, but you're so correct about that. So maybe I can just add one also perspective about Dua Lipa that you mentioned. I mean, it's beautiful that she is originally from Albania and Kosovo, and I think in that's advantage because she's like promoting your whole nation by being from this region, even if she is not particularly singing in Albanian, right? But you don't have only Dua Lipa. I mean, I love her, but you have, so many artists in Albania who are originally, of course, from this region, but they are created by foreign ecosystems, like, I don't know, Era Istrefi, for example. For me, that's like amazing example where Albanian song in Albanian music goes like worldwide, That's like amazing thing about awareness about the country, you know, because I think there the identity of the country is also working together with music artists that you have, you know. So yeah, I would just add that if you have something more to ask me.
I was just going to say, I mean, but maybe let Alci and Alci say, because both of you have said something similar that kind of raises another point with me. But I think I'd like to hear your two views as well, and then see whether everybody kind of agrees with what I kind of think it suggests in a way. So Alci, what have you?
Well, I think before exporting your music, you have to build an identity yourself, and meaning either singing in Albanian, or even if you sing in Albanian, you can bring your own motives, like your own folklore. Because the first thing when you go abroad is you tell the audience, hey, I'm from Albania. I do pop, hip-hop, or rock, or whatever. And then you have to show them something from your country, representing part of your culture, your music, your folklore. And of course, networking. I remember our first festival appearance was back in 1999 in Skopje at Mladni Kultur Center, MKC. It was packed. And when the people there heard that we are a band from Albania, it was such a great interest. And after the show, they started to come and say hello and ask about Albania. So our first mission is to tell them that in Albania, there is at least a rock band that you are seeing tonight. And then we talk, we sing in Albanian. Maybe they don't understand anything, but at least they get a vibe of who you are and where you come from. I would like to touch a bit on the diaspora thing. It's actually doing a great job. I mean, bridging Albanian artists. But I think it has to go beyond that, because when you go abroad and you sing to an Albanian audience, it's not really exporting, it's relocating.
Yeah, I agree. This is something that I think we'll all talk about shortly. Because
expanding your local audience. If I go abroad, of course I would like to meet my fellow Albanians. I want to meet new people, touch new territories, and tell them who I am, where I come from, what I do.
Exporting is about reaching new audiences, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this is our first mission from the day one. Apart from writing our own music, which is another big thing to be discussed, maybe in another panel. The second is, let's move. Let's go to other countries. Let's start with the region. And Kosovo, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, we've never been. I would love to go and have a gig there. And then Europe, we even traveled to the Baltic states, had a short tour there, and even in Ukraine in 2018. And it's really great to expand your horizon and meet new people. And hopefully in the way you can find maybe a small label, a booking agent, a promoter, a manager even. Why not?
Starting from a manager.
But the important thing is you have to be consistent in what you're doing.
Yeah,
every time.
I agree.
And keep creating and communicating.
Yeah.
I can take our example, let's say. I listened to colleagues before talking about Dua Lipa and others, let's say Rita Ora, Baby Rexha. They are not Albanian products. They are not Albanian products. They are from Albanian origin, but not Albanian products. So we cannot say nothing about that. And of course, we are proud of that. But let's say in my case, I am more proud. Others have done it also, maybe. But we are doing now a tour, for example, with Alban. And he's one of the artists. You, David, are from England, and you can confirm me, even doing a show abroad. And there are Albanians coming to your show, maybe just a few, let's say, other nationalities. Even this, it's a proudness, because it depends how you do it and where you do it. Entering to Team Apollo Theatre in London, it's not easy. So for ours was the first Albanian artist entering to Apollo Theatre, where big names has performed there. B.B. King's, etc., all names, 100 years before. So one of the most famous. So entering to Unipol Forum, which is another venue in Milan. One day before was Jovanotti, the next day was Sting. You see an Albanian name in that list. That is proudness also. Of course, doing music is a different story for the other communities, because you have to do another strategy, working like with big companies, also doing featurings with artists, let's say artists from Italy or from England. So in this market, you can enter like this. We are a small country, it's not so easy going and to do a song, and okay, everyone in England knows this song from an Albanian artist. It's not happening so easy. Happens, sometimes yes. For example, another song of my artist went viral on, I don't know on which platform, and the people calling from Romania, never heard of them before, asking for doing a show. But a lot, where these Romanians listen to the music? They have just found this song, which was from the stadium here 3 years before of the concert, and I don't know, they were obsessed with that song. So it happens, but not often.
Not very often, yeah.
Very often. But also doing these shows abroad and going to these venues and showing the people, even to the countries that you go, that, listen, we do a show exactly as, I don't know, Sting has done it years before, or even Dua with another concert to Royal Albert Hall. That is another level that you are showing. And exactly, and you are, let's say we're exporting something outside, because at the end they're going to speak, Albanians have done this concert, wow, congratulations. So that is a big thing.
Yeah, I think the follow-on point that I wanted to make, and Altin and I were talking about this a little bit yesterday. Dua Lipa and her dad, who manages her, and I'm using her because she's the kind of highest profile one, but we could be talking about Rita Ora or other people, it doesn't really matter, who've got Albanian heritage or Kosovan heritage. You know, her management and herself, they're quite, you know, they don't get involved in trying to promote Albania at all. They're quite resistant, right, if people approach them. So I wonder if the whole phenomenon of, you know, kind of a popular Albanian artist in global pop culture, right? If she disappeared tomorrow, in what way is it going to help another Albanian artist come through? Yeah, we can start with you, Millie, so because you got a mic. So.
No, I just wanted to say I don't agree with you that she is not promoting Albanian or like Kosovo, like maybe not directly in everyday posts that she does, because like that's who she is. But you know, her team, they did amazing thing by creating the festival, the music festival in Kosovo. You know, that's a huge deal. You know, for that kind of territory that was having its ups and downs, you know, that's like amazing thing. They created something which is like globally accepted by the lineup they bring, you know. Never before, I believe, never before their festival know of those people from around the globe, from the music industry. They didn't even know about the region, you know. So that's a huge thing by like expanding that awareness of the region itself.
Has anybody else got something to say on this?
Yeah, the whole phenomena you talked about, it's it's more than okay, and we are really proud that a fellow Albanian with Albanian roots is doing outstandingly well. I mean, but I would also love to see an Albanian artist, since we are in Tirana, from here to go on top. You know?
Yeah, to reach that kind of pinnacle, yeah.
To reach that. And I can talk from my experience in a rock band. Most of the gigs we did, we organized ourselves. Me personally and other people. So there are very few things happening.
There was some centralized festivals and things like that. Leave people to experiment, to make their own cool music. And of course, they will run through everything that every artist runs, because there are structures in other places, but it's the same thing everywhere. Like my band in London, we're going to do our music videos, we're going to do our marketing, we're going to do everything until you get picked up or you get at the level that you cannot do it yourself. And then somebody else is going to do it for you, but there has to be money in it, there has to be demand that you create for it. It's the same here, like for example, very good example, Morgu, an Albanian band here, like Crossbones. They have their own like doom metal niche, and they're playing festivals all over Europe because it's the music that has this sort of niche targeting, and they're doing it well, is the idea on the music that they're doing, even though it's not my style, but they're doing it well. And they're one of the few that's left in the local scene because they're grinding to their teeth to kind of keep the local scene going. So I think if there's no like local scene in a sort of way for artists to actually become great at gigging, have their own style, have their own uniqueness, we're never going to be able to export, because all we're going to compare is, we're going to compare ourselves to Ed Sheeran or Dua Lipa, which is, nobody in the UK compares themselves to Ed Sheeran, because nobody aims to do that besides a few people. Like it's, and we're not going to be able to compare with that. We're only going to compare with niche, quality, specific sort of things that we can actually play 100 people venue, 200 people venue, get booked in a festival in Greece, get booked in a festival in Italy, and eventually fill up 500 people in London, maybe 1,000 one day. And if we do that, if a mid-level band does that, that's exceptional, because a lot of people are going to do that. That's what I think.
You are talking just for one song, then you have to take the area Steffi that you mentioned. It went through, she made history with a song, just one song.
That is very true.
Talking about an album and entering a big name, and you will be very successful, like remembering your name year by year. That is a different story. That's what I'm saying. It's just for one song. Okay, Tirana also has done a song. CI, everyone is playing like a DJ, even in Tomorrowland. What does it mean? Everyone knows this song, but does anyone know Tirana? No.
No, but that's
So
the
that
thing,
is so you export one song, that's all. It's one song, it's distant, it's very known there, but they don't know who is. So
that's why you have to be an artist, I think. That's why you have to be like people with albums that play gigs, that play tours.
Exactly.
Not just one
But
thing.
that is what I've said, comparing then. You have to enter to this market.
Oh, of
Do you
course,
find this
right with
market
that.
in England so easy? No, I don't think so. You can find in Germany, you can find in France, because people in France, I think they have changed a lot, like music. Mostly the music, for example, it's done by the extra-communitaries. It's not done anymore so they are playing hip-hop now in Germany or in France, and they are all from, let's say, originally Tunisia or Morocco, or so. That's
They're
the
not-
music.
they're not
And
localized.
if you are talking about music in France, we are talking about the music from, let's say, Afro music.
So there's a lot of African music, Afro beats. It's because they're French-speaking colonial countries, ex-colonial countries.